Good morning, children. Look at the picture. It's a picture of a horse. So today's lesson, can you guess? Yes, the summer of the beautiful white horse. The summer of the beautiful white horse is a summary. The summer of the beautiful white horse summary gives a brief account of the story using easy language. In this story, the author describes a childhood incident. He gets nostalgic when talking about this incident. The incident is about his cousin Morad and a beautiful white horse. One fine summer morning, Morad brings a white horse for riding. Thus, he explains how the horse riding was full of thrill. It was so exciting. Thrill means very exciting. We learn about the author's cousin Morad in detail. He goes on to tell about his nature and how everyone loved him in the village. We learn that Morad had a very eccentric demeanor, behavior. That means behavior, eccentric, like sort of a mad person. Moreover, he also tells us that he had a speciality of remaining calm in the most stressful situations. That is, he would always remain calm. Thus, we also learn about the incident of the horse. Moreover, it tells us how they got the horse and the story behind it. So let's have a look at it. The summer of the beautiful white horse revolves around two Armenian boys. They are from Armenia. The boys belong to the Garoglanian tribe. It is a type of tribe. And this tribe is very well known for honesty. We learned that even though they were poor, they never sacrificed their honesty. In fact, even in the worst of situations, they were always honest. They were very famous, known for their honesty. Similarly, the boys never steal or lie. That is another characteristic of that tribe, the Garoglanian tribe. The story describes a particular incident about the white horse they once got. Aram is 9 years old and his cousin Morad is 13 years old. So Aram is 9 years old, Morad is 13 years old. Aram is very fascinated by the world as things are easy in childhood. It's always so, isn't it? Morad is the crazy one, as everyone calls him. The story begins with Morad visiting Aram's house in the morning at 4. To Aram's surprise, Morad has brought a beautiful white horse which he is riding. Morad assures him that it is indeed a horse and he is not dreaming. Aram did not believe it. It is very difficult for him to believe because he knew that they were poor and would be able to afford a horse. How could he buy one? Therefore, the two boys kept the horse with them. For weeks together, they used to ride it and sing to it. They were having a nice time, However, the boys did not let the world know they have a horse. They were keeping him at a barn. What is a barn? A place for storing grains. So they were keeping him at a barn of a deserted vineyard. After a while, Aram finds out that Mored stole the horse from John Byro. Thus, they made a plan of not returning it to him, although they had second doubts about keeping it due to their ethics, their good behavior. Finally, one day, John sees the boys with the beautiful white horse. However, as his family was known for their honesty, John did not accuse them of stealing. On the other hand, his belief was so strong, he just said that their horse resembles his horse a lot. Consequently, this was a very poignant experience for the boys. They decided to return the horse, and John found it at the vineyard the next day. John gets happy and shares the news with Aram's mother. We also see that his horse is now healthier, well behaved, and more decent than before. So, what's the conclusion of this story? To sum up the Summer of the Beautiful White Horse summary, we learn the significance and necessity of honesty, even in the face of greed and desire. Beautiful story. So, this story, The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse, is narrated by a 9-year-old Armenian boy named Aram, a member of the Garoglanian tribe. Children, please pronounce it correctly. Garoglanian, okay? Garoglanian tribe. Living among the lush fruit orchards and vineyards of the San Joaquin Valley in California. So one morning, Aram is awakened at 4 in the morning. By whom is he awakened? By his 13-year-old cousin. Yes. So he's awakened by his 13-year-old cousin Mored, who is thought to be demented by everyone except Aram, and has a way with animals. Aram is astonished. He's so surprised to see that Mored is sitting on a beautiful white horse. Aram had always wanted to ride a white horse. It was his, intense desire. What? To ride a white horse. Yes. However, in spite of being poor, the Garoglanian tribe is noted for its honesty and truth. As a result, it is unthinkable that Mored would have stolen the horse. So Aram felt that his cousin couldn't have stolen the horse. Mored's crazy behavior was considered to be of natural descent from their uncle Khosrov. Even though his father Zorab was a practical man, Uncle Khosrov was an enormous man, was always furious, angry, impatient, and irritable. He would roar, he would shout for everyone to stop talking and say it is no harm, pay no attention to it. In fact, one day when his son came and told them that their house was on fire, Khosrov silenced him by shouting that it is no harm, doesn't matter. So Aram was invited to ride on the horse with Mored. So the idea of Mored stealing the horse went away from Aram's mind, as when he felt that it wouldn't become stealing unless they offered to sell the horse. Actually, according to them, it was not stealing because they had a desire to ride. He brought it from their Mored. Afterwards, he would return it, simple as that. They enjoyed rides on the horse for a few hours. After a short time of riding, Mored wanted to ride alone on the horse. Aram had the same longing desire. He had the same desire. But when he sat on the horse and kicked its muscles, it reared and snorted and raced forward, eventually dropping Aram off its back. He fell down. After half an hour, they found the horse and hid it in the barn. Barn, a place for storing grains, of a deserted vineyard of a farmer named Fedvajan, which had once been his pride. So they left it with that farmer. Fedvajan. That afternoon, an Assyrian farmer named John Byro, an Assyrian friend of the Caroglanians, came to Aram's house. He reported the matter to Aram's mother, that his white horse was stolen, which was stolen a month ago, was still missing. Hearing this, Aram concludes that Mored must have had the horse for a long time. Khosrow, who was at Aram's house when Byro came, shouted, "It's no harm." That was always used to shout the same thing, to such an extent that Byro was forced to leave to avoid responding. Aram ran to Mored to inform him about Byro's arrival. So Aram also pleads with Mored not to return the horse until he could learn to ride, because they have to fulfill that desire of horse riding. Mored disagrees, saying that Aram would take at least a year to learn, but promises he would keep it for 6 months at the most. This became a routine. Mored came daily to pick Aram to ride, and Aram continuously fell off the horse's back after every single attempt. So 2 weeks later, when they were going to take the horse back to its hiding place, they met Byro on the road. The farmer was extremely surprised. He recognized his horse, but refused to believe that the boys had stolen it. So later the boys returned the horse quietly. That afternoon, Byro came to Aram's house to inform that the stolen horse has been returned. He thanks God because the horse has become better tempered and, most importantly, well behaved. So have a look at the summary once again, children. Okay, please read it, go through. Yeah. The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse is written by William Saroyan. The story is about, I told you, 2 Caroglanian boys. Yeah, and Caroglanian family were noted for their honesty, their truthfulness. Yeah, they're poor, they can hardly earn enough money and food, but they never lie. That is the characteristic of the Caroglanian tribe. So they were noted for their honesty. They both, Mored and Aram, long to ride. So what happens? Mored had stolen a horse, yes, from a farmer a month ago. The name of the farmer? John Byro, yes. So, actually they had a longing, desire to ride a horse. So, one early morning, he brought it to the window of Aram. Mored brought it to the window of Aram, and they decided to go for horse ride. So on their way back to hide the horse, the deserted vineyard, they decided, isn't it? And they decided to return it to the owner's barn. Back to the owner's barn. They decided to keep it there. Yeah, so that is the summary of the beautiful white horse. So a recap once again. Who are Aram and Mored? They're two Armenian boys. And they belong to which tribe, children? Tell me. Yes, they belong to the Garoglanian tribe. And what are they noted for? The Garoglanian tribe, what is it noted for? Truthfulness, honesty. So one early morning when Aram was asleep, enjoying pleasant dreams, what did Mored do? He landed up there on a white, beautiful white horse. Yes? Did he do that? Yes. And what happened? Aram could not believe it and was thinking it was a dream. Why? Because they are all very poor. They cannot afford to buy a white horse. Horses are very costly. Yes, children. So it was difficult for Aram to believe, but since there was a little light outside, he knew this for sure, that the horse was real. That means it was a real horse. Yes, of course, it was a beautiful white horse. As they were poverty-stricken, very poor, he couldn't believe that the horse was their own. He was trying to figure out if the horse had been stolen by his cousin. He just couldn't understand how could Mored buy that white horse. Yeah, he had come to invite him. He wanted to tell him, come, let's go for a ride. So he asked him to make it quick before everyone in the world wakes up. Aram wore his clothes and jumped out of the window. Obviously, he was very excited. So they rode on the old countryside of the area where they lived. Walnut Avenue. Mored asked him to get off as he wanted to ride the horse alone. Aram asked him if he could ride the horse alone, just like him. To which Mored said they will see, as it was for his own safety. Yes, they have to think about the safety also. He got to know that Mored had stolen the horse a month ago and was riding it every morning. When Aram got a chance of a ride, the horse took him to the vineyard and threw him off and ran away. Just imagine. So after searching for 30 minutes, Mored finally managed to find the horse, and they hid him in a deserted vineyard that had some oats and alfalfa to eat. Mored had a way with everything, especially horses. He knew how to handle horses. Yes, he knew how to handle every type of animal and also humans. So every morning for 2 weeks, they would take the horse for a ride and then hide it again. Yeah, one day John Biro came to Aram's house to talk to his uncle Khosrow, who was an irritated and a loud man who shouted at everything. Biro told him about his missing horse. He said that his horse was missing. Yeah. Biro became irritated at his attitude and he went away. So Aram and Mored went and told him about the missing horse of Biro. Aram went to Mored, he went to Mored and told him about that. Mored told him that it would take 1 year for him to learn to ride the horse and then obviously he would return it. So that was what he wanted. He further angrily added they could not be thieves because Mored did not steal the horse, so he cannot be called a thief. Yeah. So one day on their way back to hide the horse to the hidden spot, they met John Biro, who was going back to the town. He talked them and carefully examined the horse. He could guess that perhaps the horse was his. Yes, he admitted that the horse looked exactly like the one he had. Yeah, he assumed it was a twin horse, maybe. Mored managed to let Biro assume that it was not his horse, so they went away. The next morning, both of them took the horse back to Biro's vineyard and put it quietly in the barn. The dogs followed them all along quietly and they left the place. The same afternoon, John Biro came back to his house to tell his mother about his horse. So, who had come back, he was happy and was astonished to see the horse's better temper, Yes, Uncle Kostov again wrote, quiet man, quiet. He said, keep quiet. Your horse had been returned. Pay no attention to it. So you wanted your horse back. So you have got it back. Yes. So this story is about what? So we must remember, children, what? That we have to be honest, always honest. Yes, we must never lie, we must be truthful like these Gadoglanian boys, Aram and Mored. We must learn these qualities from these two boys. Yes, of course, Mored had not, we cannot say he had stolen the horse, he just brought it because he had the desire to ride a horse. So he cannot be called a thief. And he brought it with the intention of returning it. So can you call him a thief? Well, I don't think so. He cannot be called a thief. Why? Come on, tell me why. Because his intention was not stealing. Simple. Yes. So children, it's a beautiful story, as you can see. So what are you supposed to do? Read the story at least 2 times. Right, children? And then write down the summary, underline the difficult words, write down the meaning of the difficult words. It's a beautiful story. Yes, of course, you can write down the summary in your own words. But of course, what? In correct English. Okay. So that's all for today. Thank you. Goodbye.